Well, hello, 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 and welcome once again to another time when we can come together and make some art. I have today a demo on how to make sugar skulls. During National Hispanic Heritage Month, we see a lot of these things around for decorations. National Hispanic Heritage Month is from September 15th to October 15th. It's kind of funny, it starts in the middle of one month and ends in another, but I also think that's unique and cool. And so are sugar skulls. So I wanted to show you that there's so many different ways to do this. First of all, know that using simple shapes makes it easy. Shapes, yes, I say that all the time. If you start with basic shapes, you can draw just about anything. So when I'm looking here, I see things that look like circles and squares and rectangles and just some curves here. That one looks interesting. I might try that one with you. But let's see. Let's get started. I'm going to set this to the side. Grab a piece of paper. So on this piece of paper, I'm going to start simply by drawing a circle. And I'm just going to make it nice and big near the top of the page. And then down below, I'm going to make a curved line, like so. Okay, that's one. All right, let's do a couple of different ones. New paper. Again, circle, nice and big, and I use my whole arm. I don't even really use my fingers for this except to hold this marker, and I use my arm and I just go around nice and wide, almost to the edge of the paper. Okay, then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make this one more of a square shape underneath, so I'm going to go down, straight over, and back up. Now, I noticed that this is it's not very super-duper symmetrical, but I'm not going to be too concerned about that because I'm cutting this out. All right, let's try another one. I'm going to try the one that has a point at the bottom. Is this one piece of paper? Yes, it is. Okay, here we go again. Hold that marker and just use your arm to make the circle. Okay, there's a big circle there. All right, I'm going to find like where the middle of this circle is. I'm draw an imaginary line down with my finger, and then I'm going to put a dot right about there. And I'm doing that so I sort of know where the middle is, because for this one, a line leans up like this almost looks like a wide open book or a letter V that got squished. And then I'm going to come straight up here and touch this side of the circle, and straight up there and touch the other side like that. Okay. Is there another way to do this? Oh, I'll try one more way. I have lots of paper. I go through lots of paper. I know you do too. Big circle. Okay, and then underneath, I'm going to make a curve that matches the curve of this circle. So that curve matches the curve of the circle. And then I'm just going to come straight up here and straight up there, like so. Well, I'm cutting this out, so I'm not too concerned about the line being there. Some of you might want to use pencil and do some erasing, but for things to show up on video, I tend to use marker to make it easier for the viewers. Okay, now I'm going to do something for cutting this out, which makes a lot of sense. I'm going to fold this in half. Now I'm folding it so I can still see the lines. There's my line of symmetry right on that side. Okay, there's nothing on the inside and the lines are on the outside, and that's where I'm going to start cutting. On the outside, and I'm cutting. I'm not concerned about what's on the other half of this piece of paper, because if I didn't draw this with perfect symmetry, it's going to fix itself when I cut this out. Yes, it's all going to be smoothed out. Yes. All right, here we go, here we go, here we go. Almost done. Voila. Now when I open this, my skull has really good symmetry. I like how that all panned out. Okay, so now I'm going to add details. First, I need to make this shape look more like a skull by adding the eye holes and the nose, where the nose goes and where the teeth go. I'm going to use black for that so that it can look like it's hollow. So I make a circle over here, and yes, I'm just going to do my best symmetry. Whoa, that's a little bit bigger. I'll make this one bigger to match. Okay, there we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to color them in with the black so that what happens is it looks hollow. So color this in with black. Or you could save this step for later. But I'm using the side of this marker that helps me to color faster because the side of the marker is thicker. So there. I'm coloring in to make it look hollow. Yes. All right. Next, I'm going to add right about where the nose would go, which is between the eyes and a little ways down. And sometimes it looks like an upside down heart. So I'm going to start right on the line of symmetry and I'm going to draw a heart. Wait. I'm going to turn the paper upside down and I'm going to start my heart. And it's really skinny. It's not a big fat heart. It's like a skinny shape for a heart. And then if I turn it around, yeah, that looks like how the skull opening for the nose is. And then I color that in with the black so it looks like it's hollow. Now it's time for teeth. Now I love that skeletons still have teeth in their skulls. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a smile right across there. And then what I'm going to do is add a straight line on each end. So, I mean, that looks like a smile that you would draw in any other situation, right? Right. So, I'm going to add teeth by adding bumpy lines. Now, bumpy lines are easy to draw. You do them all the time when you do things like clouds. So, I'm going to start my bumpy line at the bottom of this straight line here, and I'm going to make it come up and touch that first line that I drew. Like so. Go all the way to the other line. All right, so now there's these little spaces here. I'm just going to fill those in if they aren't already filled in. So there's the bottom row of teeth, and then I'm going to do bumpy line starting at this corner, and I'm going to make it upside down. And do the same thing all the way across. And color in those white areas there above the line. But underneath that bumpy line, I just color that in. And voila, there's the smile. The sugar skulls are something that represent loved ones who have passed away, and it is to remember friends and loved ones. So when they're decorated with bright colors. So I have my markers ready. I'm missing a few colors, but I'll make do with what I have. And then what you'll do is decorate this using symmetry. A lot of times where the eyes are, there will be a flower inside or a flower motif around, a flower design around. So I'm going to use the orange, and I'm going to do a bumpy line again. Yes, the bumpy line gets a lot of credit in this project because it helps us do some really cool things. So the bumpy line is going around the outside there. Now I'm going to take my time and color that in and add some more designs. I'll color this later. Wait, I'll color that in later. Let me keep designing. I'm excited. I'm so excited. There are so many different designs you could use. I have my idea sheet here, and there's hearts and flowers and spirals and swirls and things like that, those are perfect to use. Decorate. All right. So I'm going to make something that looks almost like an eyebrow, but it's like a stretched out raindrop shape above both of the eyes. All right. And I'm going to add a smaller shape inside. I'm going to color that in. There. Whatever I do on the left side, I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side, but make it like a mirror image. I'm going to add some dots. I think that makes it look fancy too. All right, I didn't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 7's a good number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There. So it's matching. It looks like eyebrows, right? My first sugar skull I did was lots of colors, and I did the flowers almost just the same. There are lots of hearts on sugar skulls, so I'm going to add a couple of hearts in different places. So one right there in the center. And I'm going to put one sideways on this side of the eye, on the left. And on the right. So after I do that, I can just go and add things on the right side and the left side and keep going back and forth so my design has symmetry. So this had 4 loops going that way, so I'm going to go 4 loops going this way. All right, I'm going to start switching colors because I don't want it to get boring. You'll find that the more that you do this, the more ideas will pop into your brain. Spirals. Almost looks like cheekbones right there. So remember, whatever you do on the left side, you do on the right. Whatever you do on the right side, you'll do on the left. I'm going to add some little flowers right about here, like on the edge of the skull. So only half of the flower is going to show. So that's the center of the flower. And I think I'll use orange again because it just shows up better. And this is going to be a spiky flower. I'm going to go ahead and color that in. It looks like a sunburst or something exploding. Wow, that looks so much better when it's colored in. I need to go back and color the other flowers in too. So sugar skulls are really, they're white, they're made of sugar. And the colors used on them are bright and cheerful. The holiday they come out for is called Day of the Dead, but it's a day of remembrance. It's not a sad occasion. You remember your ancestors, family members that are no longer living in a happy way. I think that's a cool concept. And there was a really nice movie that came out some years ago that featured this holiday. That movie helped me understand it better. I didn't know much about the holiday until I'd watched the movie. And then once I watched the movie, I got curious, and then I learned about a little more about it on my own. I love things that can make you think and help you be just a little bit more curious about how other people do things. And while I'm not from Mexico, I really think that this is just a beautiful, beautiful form of art that we can make. And I'm just, look, it's just shapes and lines. It's just basic things that when you repeat them or place them with some symmetry going on, it just turns into something beautiful. I think even in the movie that some of them looked like they had mustaches. So I'm going to add a mustache to this guy just to be fun. I'm going to put a little curl at the end of the mustache. Yes, some of them have mustaches. I think I'm going to make this part thicker. Near the middle, it's thicker. So it has a mustache. Always do the same thing from left to right. Add details and just have fun. This right here is so fun. So the designs I'm going to add now are just going to be the same on the left and the right. Let's go in straight across the line of symmetry, right across the middle. Fun and easy to do. This is fun and easy to do. Now I'm just taking the tip of my marker and pressing down to make little dots. I think I need to do that again in a few different places. I don't have much pink down here, so I'm going to add pink going across this part. Very good. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of time to make something fun and beautiful. This is nice. And every time you do this, you can do something different. So, I'm going to stop now. That was super fun. It was nice to be able to cut that out and actually have the shape of a skull to work with. There's so many different ways that you could do it, and so many different ways you can decorate it, so many different shapes, so many different ways to decorate. The possibilities are endless. I hope you enjoyed this. Come back and we'll make something else fun together another time. Until then, I'll see you, and remember I always say art makes you smart. Bye. Toodaloo.